Hi, I'm MJ.
And I'm AJ.
And today we're going to make
Pony
bead critters. If you picked up kits from us, you have what you need to make any of these three critters. This is a snake, this is a lizard, and we're not sure what that's, an ugly lizard or a frog. We don't know. But he's cute and fat, so we like him. He is ugly in like the way that Missy's ugly. Like the Muppets. They're cute ugly. Anyway, if you haven't picked up your kits yet, they're available. If you want a kit, direct message us. AJ's going to show you how to make a snake. And if you're making a snake or a lizard, you're going to follow her instructions on how many beads to set out. So,
you take out 7 of the colored beads and then 2 black beads.
and what are those for?
The head.
Okay.
This.
So 3, 4,
I don't know.
5, 2, 4, 6, 7.
Still the bag.
Okay, so I'm going to do the lizard while she's doing the snake.
How am I supposed to get it exactly even?
Yep. You put your one bead on and measure it down in half. You do that by pulling the 2 ends even with the bead on the other end. Actually, I'm gonna start with this guy. If you want to do the fat little frog thing, you don't have to put a loop on that one, sis. You're gonna pull out 10 instead of 7. Okay, to do him, we're going to start with a single bead at the bottom. And then you add your 2 beads with string going in one way, and then you want to pass the string through the other way too. Once you get your first one on, it gets less complicated, or your first row after that. So I'm going to take my ends and make sure they're even again as I pull this down. Maybe. I want those to still be about the same length. I've got one longer than the other, and this is the best time to try to fix that. So for our weird, ugly little critter, you okay, sis?
It's twisted. That's what it looks like.
Let me see. It's okay.
It's twisted.
It'll get more okay as you go. You do want to try to keep your laces flat. We found that there's a constant struggle in that if you use a lighter weight material, they tend to break really easily. Right, AJ?
Yes.
She's had a number of these that she loved and then they broke. But if you use a heavier weight material, then you have to deal with it twisting and doing its own kind of thing. So on this little guy, after I've gotten through my row of 3, then I'm going to do a leg. And a leg, I need to add 5 beads on one string.
This one doesn't have a point nose.
No, he doesn't have a point nose. This is his tail. We work from the tail forward. Okay, so when I have 5 beads on here, I'm going to go back through the last 2 closest to the body. And as I pull that tight, I want to make sure I have 1 pointing out and 2 next to each other. And that's going to make his foot. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. How's your snake
5.
going over there? Even though the snake looks the simplest, it is simple, but it takes longer because you're doing lots of turns and your rows aren't as long. So again, I'm gonna run those 5 beads up to the body, and then I'm gonna put my string back through the 2 closest to the body. And as I pull this tight, I wanna make sure he's got his little toes. So there's his little toes. So it should look like this. Make sure stuff's as tight as you want. If you get it too tight, he's gonna have a real wonky shape.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I look down here, I've done my row of 1, my row of 2, my row of 3, my legs, and now I'm gonna go to a row of 4.
Mom, I think we have a problem.
What's the problem? Oh, you're off center.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I don't know.
If you get off center, you don't have a lot of options. If you want to back trace it, you can. Here, do you want to add a couple rows of 4 for me? I need 2 more rows of 4, and I'll show them how to fix that.
How many more rows of 4?
2 more. And then it's legs again. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, if you get it off, the easiest thing to do without completely undoing it is to feed it backwards like you're trying to tighten a shoelace. And you'll probably have to do it a couple of times, depending on how far off you've gotten. It's curling. Ah, cute. Hey, down here. Ta-da! If your boondoggle critter starts to curl up, it usually has to do with the direction of the laces. I think he's going to be fine. Did you get the other layer on?
No.
Yeah, it can be that it's overly tight or that your laces are twisted.
But if they're twisted, it still makes it cute. So the tail's in there.
Yeah, you could do an intentional twist of it, like at their tail, and make a scorpion.
Type of shape.
Oh, look, Dad's watching. So in this case, it is because of the way that the threads go through the body. Try to flip those to take some of the stress off of it. Okay, so this guy's ready for more legs. And on this guy's upper legs, we only do 4 beads. Which means you only go through the one closest to the body. It's gonna be fine, sis. Again, going back through the one closest to the body. so that you have those toes.
Yep.
This guy, we either got too many beads, or they could do one more. You could do one more set in his body if you wanted to.
Maybe I counted wrong.
Counted beads.
Maybe I counted that wrong.
3,
So we're gonna go to
10.
3.
You should have 12 beads. That's how many you still need.
I have 12 set aside, so we had 4 extra on this one, which means you could do one more row in his body if you wanted. So now that we're at his head, we do 3 for his little neck. And then this one, it's important that you put them on. You want to put on a black bead, 2 of your colored beads, and then a black bead. That's going to make his little eyeballs. How's the snake?
Good. Still a little curvy, but
And then we're just going to finish out with a 3, a 2, and you can do a 1 if you want his nose pointy. We liked its nose a little blunt. So there's 3. Your snake's slithering.
yeah.
Or it could be a worm.
Could be a worm.
Could be a very weird one.
And 2.
It's a little off center, but not bad at all.
Now, the boondoggle plastic string does not like to stay tied very well.
No.
So it's best if you can do a knot like you're doing a balloon around your finger. And then we got some keychain rings. So if you're picking your packet up today, those are in there. If you had already picked yours up, then you're welcome to pick up a ring at the drop box. Just message us how many you need. So I'm going to end that there, and then we'll just put the ring in and cut off the excess. Maybe I cut my fingernails yesterday and I'm still getting used to working with fingers instead of nails again. It's like I'm missing a 1/4 inch of the beginning of my finger.
That's not tight.
Yeah, it really likes to
To curl and curl.
I still have all these beads left.
So we'll just trim the top of that. And then for this other little guy, it's the same concept. We're gonna pull out the 2 black beads
And 7.
and 7 other beads,
Why is that one?
because we had a bunch extra with that blue one. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna make some heart wreaths. And even if you're
I like it more in green.
not inclined to have hearts hanging in your room, these would be a great ding-dong ditch. The CDC is saying that it's still safe to deliver stuff. Just be cautious in the way that you handle it. So if you have a neighbor or a grandma or a friend that needs a heart wreath, then that's what we'll be doing tomorrow, is those heart wreaths. Ironically, the fewer beads you're using on a part, the longer it takes, because the more you have to do your threads on these. So this lizard's little tail takes longer, or as long as doing the body
What is it?
of the other little critter. When I'm doing a long run of single or double beads, I change my strategy to where I add the bead between my forefinger and my thumb so that it's already in place, and then pull it tight instead of trying to deal with the beads on the strings. Hey Sissy, can you count how many are in his tail for me? Or
6.
brother, 6, and I'm at 2, 4, 5. So we'll do one more.
Then it goes to 2.
Yep, then it goes to
2 rows of 2.
It goes a row of 2 and then his legs and then another row of 2.
This snake really likes to curl. It's when it's curling and it's a little tight. Both. I just like.
Hope everyone's having a good time getting back to school and everyone's remembering to be patient with each other. It's a new learning curve for everyone. Remember, just like the students who didn't sign up to be online students, most of your teachers didn't sign up to be online teachers either. So I think if everyone cuts everyone a little bit of slack, it'll work out a lot better. So after my 2 beads, I'm gonna put on his foot. Sissy, you still struggling with your snake?
He just likes to curve.
Again, with the legs, I'm putting on 5 beads. And we're running the string back through the last 2 closest to the body. Like that.
See, he really likes to curve.
Picking up 2 more. Ooh, he really does like to curve.
Yeah.
It's a slithery snake. What are you going to do with him? You going to put him on your backpack?
Don't really need to use him. I don't have a use for my backpack right now.
I know. I don't have a use for my keys much either, so. So then we're going to do 3 rows of 3. Row 1.
Does not want to straighten. Straighten. Okay.
Any sarcastic remarks, I'm going to totally blame on the cameraman who is responding to video feed for us, or to comments.
He's supposed to be telling us what.
He's having more fun just answering himself. There's 2 rows, so we're going to do 1 more.
How? You're already so far.
Huh?
You're already so far.
My rows are longer than yours.
True.
Remember, that's why we decided I'd do 2 while you did 1, is because that one takes a while. So after I get the 3 rows of 3 for his body, we're going to move on to his next legs.
As confusing.
3,
Okay.
4,
How many more do you need
5.
to do?
She's just plugging right along. That's the reason that you pull the head out first, is then you don't have to count how many rows you're doing on the snake. You just go until you run out. And it looks like
I'm about to.
She's about to do her head. So when she gets up to the head, you should go zoom in on her and let her explain the head again, because it is more complicated.
It is.
Whoa!
It is.
It's just the same as yours.
Got to make sure you get the eyes on in the right direction. No, I'm just saying that if we repeat it twice, that's easier for people, so they don't have to go back and watch it again if they're behind.
It's not like that one, it's like that one. The one you're about to do.
Did he really ask that on there, or did he email that?
You go 3,
Pardon?
3, 2, 1. Right?
Yeah, look at your
I
one.
have this much
3.
string.
You do 3, and then the one with the eyeballs, and then 2 more.
I don't have much string left, so it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, you're getting close to the end of your string.
Yeah. That's what I was questioning. If this was enough string. Earlier today. It doesn't look quite long enough. Then you go.
Little music in the background.
What?
I said we can hear the Terraria music in the background.
Just left it running.
Okay.
One. One eye, one normal, one eye. Two, then
Two.
1. But you can have enough to tie it off.
Maybe. I hope.
It's a race. You could just not do the 1 if you needed to. Two. 1.
Hot glue.
Yeah, you could hot glue yours. I have plenty of string left on mine. Okay, note to self, if you're going to do the snake, maybe leave 2 beads off so you have more room to tie it. Apparently,
next
some of
to
our
that one.
measurements were
Put
off.
all of them next
No,
to the other
mine
ones
can't
that are
tie.
like it.
Mine can't tie, so it's not interesting.
Put them all together.
Hold on. So there's my little red lizard and my white lizard and my greenish frog and my blue kind of frog.
There's 2 snakes. We are hot glue gun them out again.
Yeah, hot glue gun's probably your best option.
Where is it?
Good question. It was on the piano. Don't tell my mom that.
Put it all next to it.
Anyway, we're gonna put a dab of glue on his nose and hope that that works. So tune in tomorrow at 11 for wreaths. Roly-poly-oly. Have a good day.